Hi everyone, welcome to our next episode of Book Chat. Whether it's the Grimm brothers or whether it's Hans Christian Andersen, fairy tales have been around for a long time. And they've been pretty the same since. Some of them have been mellowed out a bit because honestly some of the earlier works are a bit gruesome, at least in terms of what we'd look at for kids these days. But they don't have to stay the same. There are a lot of books that have come out that have different takes on them slightly, usually humorous takes. They're really fun to read. And even though they're picture books, whether you have kids or not, I think everyone should take some time to read some of them. So I have some here I'd like to share. The first one is Cinders, a Chicken Cinderella by Jan Brett. Now, it's a story about a young woman who falls asleep in the barn with her chickens surrounding her and dreams the Cinderella story in the form of chickens. For example, the stepmother is this mean hen named Largessa, and the stepsisters are Pecky and Bossy, and they are invited to the ball with Prince Cockerel. And then she wakes up at the end, but you're still not sure whether it was a dream or whether it was real. The thing I like about Jan Brett books is that the illustrations are just gorgeous. She does a fantastic job with them. The colors, the line drawings, everything. You may recognize the name Jan Brett. She also does books such as The Hat, The Mitten. She does a gingerbread boy or gingerbread baby, and also The Trouble with Trolls is one of my favorites. We have a lot of hers here. They all have that fabulous artwork, but this was a great take on a Cinderella story. The next one I found was The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark by Ken Geist. And while not a rhyming book, it is obviously a take on the Three Little Pigs story. The illustrations are beautiful and simple. The words are beautiful and simple. It's a great one for a younger child. And I like that in this one, the fish are actually named. The three little fish are named Jim, Tim, and Kim. Because if you think about it, in the Three Little Pigs story, they don't have names. So this is really cute. It's not at all scary. I think this would be a great one to try. The next three books I'd like to recommend are all by the same author-illustrator duo. The author is Cory Rosen Schwartz, and the illustrator is Dan Santat. And they are, well, here, I'll show you. The first one is Hensel and Gretel, Ninja Chicks. Doesn't that sound fabulous? This one, instead of Hansel and Gretel, it's Hensel and Gretel, and they're two sisters. Their parents get chicken napped by a fox. And so they learn to defend themselves, and then they go to take out the fox, who I believe has also taken ninja classes. So it's a really cute book. There's no blood or gore or anything in it, but it does feature some pretty cool ninja moves. And so little kids may think that this is kind of cool. And as I said, this is Hansel and Gretel Ninja Chicks. We also have Ninja Red Riding Hood. I think you could see a theme in this author's works here. And in this one, again, the wolf and Little Red have some epic battles going on. And Granny is actually a very progressive granny. She's gone, not because the wolf ate her, but because she's at her Tai Chi classes. And so it really is a fun story. They give you a good giggle. The third book that I do not have on hand, we have here, but somebody has it checked out right now, are The Three Ninja Pigs. So they're just a great humorous way to inject a little bit of self-defense in here too, so that they're not all the victims. They're standing up for themselves in a really funny way, but they do still tend to follow the traditional fairy tale theme that you have Little Red and you have the big bad wolf, and there are happy endings. I hope I'm not spoiling it by saying that Little Red comes out on top, but they're still great books. Now, this next book, I brought these books home, and my teenagers picked this next book up and laughed at it. Because the next book is Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. But the author is Mo Willems. And Mo Willems is very, very popular. He's known for his Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, or the Pigeon series, because there's many pigeon books. He also did Nuffle Bunny, or Knuffle Bunny, depending on how you want to pronounce it. The Elephant and Piggy Early Readers, which are fun books to pick up. And my favorite is always the underrepresented Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed. It's a Mo Willems. It's cute. Oh, I recommend it to everybody. But this one, Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. From the first page, when you open it up, and it says, once upon a time, there were 3 dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. Right there, you know that this is not going to be your typical book to read. Mo Willems is fantastic at writing books that not only do kids like to listen to them, but adults like to listen to them too. I'm not sure that as a 5-year-old, my child would have giggled as much about some other dinosaur from Norway. But as an adult, sometimes those jokes are pretty funny to us too, and it makes rereading and rereading and rereading a lot more tolerable when we can laugh at them. So as you can see, this is a Goldilocks retelling, except it's a little different with the dinosaurs, and Goldilocks is a lot smarter in this book than she is in some other series. So I recommend that. And the final one, I had not read before. Marguerite had recommended it to me. It's called Insterstellar Cinderella. I loved this retelling. First of all, it's rhyming. So if you're a rhyming type reader, then that would be wonderful. And in this, Cinderella is not some poor servant. She's a mechanic. And it's fantastic. And there's space. There is some fancy rockets. There is a prince. And at the end, it has a happy ending, but it's not the same romantic ending. She has a wrench instead of a glass slipper. And I won't spoil the ending for you in case you want to read it, but it's definitely more, even though it's a space setting, kind of sci-fi-ish, it's a more respectful ending for kids, I think. You don't have people going off and getting married right away or anything like that. It's a lot more fun to me. I really, really liked this one, and I think that everyone should give it a try. If you're more into the classic fairy tales, but you may want to try something just a bit different, I'd like to mention that we have graphic novels of some Grimm fairy tales. We have The Elves and the Shoemaker, The Golden Goose, Tom Thumb, and the Bremen Town Musicians. And a graphic novel is just what it sounds like. It's more advanced than a picture book, obviously. It tells a tale with the words and the pictures. We've got a lot of great juvenile graphic novels, but these, I wanted to mention just because they are takes on the fairy tales. And so I hope that you enjoy these, whether you have kids or not. Picture books are still wonderful books to read, and these are great ones to take a look at. Thanks.